when you look at the geology and the scientific explanation for how this all came about from that Western point of view there, and then you start looking at Aboriginal stories, their culture, their mythology, which I think that word is not right, because I think they're actually squared off with reality there, as you must be in order to survive here in Central Australia. You've got to be keyed in with the reality as it really is, instead of as you wish it to be there. You can't just wish water into existence, you've got to know where it is there. So there's an underpinning of reality there in their explanation of everything around here. So this is the only reason, or the only explanation for me, that they've been able to turn their life of thirst into a thirst of life there, a real celebration. And if you look at it, it's pretty harsh and unforgiving there, and yet they've been able to really sort of make a wonderful place out of this. Every rock, every hill has a meaning and a story there. And so when you look at the explanations there, and then they tell you that things moved and emerged from the ground there, well, that's exactly right. These mountains came from the ground. These forces that interplayed with each other created the mountains and everything that we see around here, and the subsequent destruction of that creates all the rivers in the valley, and the place where Alice Springs Desert Park is there creates the gaps and the water holes that we have around here, that is imbued with incredible meaning there, that constitutes the map of moving across country for these nomadic people there. So you get to understand or appreciate that, I suppose, when you sort of get a scientific explanation which is based on evidence, and living here which must be based on evidence there. It must be based on reality there. So they coexist. They're almost brothers. They're not diametrically opposed. They happily sit together there. Aboriginal culture for me is kind of like bush science.